William Butler Yeats wrote A Prayer for My Daughter in 1919. This was a very important year for him. His daughter Anne was born in February of that year. The poem is a father's heartfelt wish for his newborn child. He looked at his sleeping daughter. He thought deeply about the world she would grow up in. This world was full of uncertainty and change. Yeats felt a strong need to protect her. He wanted to guide her towards a life of peace and inner strength. The poem, therefore, is deeply personal. It shows a father's love and his many worries. The historical setting of 1919 was turbulent. World War I had just ended the previous year in 1918. Its devastation left Europe scarred and unstable. New political ideas were spreading. Old empires were crumbling. In Ireland, the War of Independence was beginning. This conflict was for Ireland's freedom from British rule. These were times of great upheaval and violence. Yeats was very aware of this chaos. He saw the blood-dimmed tide he had written about in The Second Coming becoming a reality. This backdrop of public turmoil deeply influenced his private prayer for Anne. He worried about the future. Yeats wrote the poem at Thorballilee. This was his Norman tower home in County Galway. The tower itself is a strong symbol in his poetry. It represents tradition, solitude, and a connection to history. However, in this poem, the tower is also a place of vulnerability. A fierce storm rages outside as he writes. This storm is not just a weather event. It mirrors the political storms in Ireland and Europe. It also reflects the storm of emotions within Yeats himself. He felt anxious about his daughter's safety and well-being. The tower offered some shelter, but the dangers felt very close. The poem captures Yeats's immediate emotional state. He was filled with parental anxiety. He had recently become a father at an older age. He felt the weight of responsibility for this new life. The poem is a direct response to the great gloom that was in his mind. This gloom came from his fears for Anne's future. He worried about the kind of woman she would become. He feared the destructive forces in the world. His prayer is an attempt to find some solace. It is an effort to imagine a path for her. He hoped this path would lead to happiness and security, despite the surrounding chaos. The poem opens with a dramatic scene. A violent storm is battering the landscape around Thorballilee. Yeats describes the howling storm and the Gregory's Wood and one bare hill nearby. These details create a vivid picture of nature's fury. The wind is relentless. It seems to threaten the very shelter where his daughter sleeps. This storm is a powerful symbol. It represents the destructive forces at large in the world. It suggests the chaos and violence that Yeats perceived in his time. The storm is both literal and metaphorical, a real event and a state of mind. There is a stark contrast in this opening stanza. The storm rages outside with immense power. Inside, his daughter Anne sleeps peacefully. She is half hid under her cradle hood. She is unaware of the tempest. This contrast highlights the vulnerability of innocence. It emphasizes the father's protective role. He stands between his child and the harsh realities of the world. The sleeping child symbolizes hope and purity. The storm symbolizes the dangers that threaten these qualities. Yeats is acutely aware of this tension. His prayer arises from this very awareness of fragility in a dangerous world. The symbolism of the tower and the Atlantic gale is significant. Thorballilee, the tower, stands as a bastion against the storm. It represents a connection to Irish history and culture. It is a place of rootedness, yet the Atlantic gale is a powerful, untamed force. It sweeps in from the west, bringing with it a sense of primal energy and destruction. This gale can be seen as the relentless march of modernity. It can also be seen as the political upheavals that threaten to uproot traditional ways of life. Yeats feels the tower shaking, symbolizing his own anxieties about the future. In these opening lines, Yeats expresses his initial prayers and deep anxieties. He prays for an hour, his mind filled with great gloom. He is hearing the sea wind scream upon the tower. He contemplates the future years that have come, dancing to the frenzied drum. This frenzied drum evokes images of war and revolution. It suggests a future driven by destructive passions. His prayer is an attempt to shield his daughter from this madness. He hopes to find a way for her to navigate such a perilous world. His love and fear are palpable from the very start of the poem. Yeats begins to outline the qualities he wishes for his daughter. He prays that she will be blessed with beauty. However, he adds a crucial qualification. He hopes she will not have beauty to make a stranger's eye distraught. He does not want a beauty that is overwhelming or distracting. He fears that extreme beauty can lead to vanity. It can make a woman lose natural kindness. It might also make her unable to find a true friend. This is a nuanced prayer. It shows Yeats's understanding of human nature and its complexities. He wants beauty, but a modest and gentle kind. His caution about excessive beauty stems from personal experience. He thinks of Maud Gonne, the great love of his life. Gonne was a famously beautiful woman. Yeats believed her beauty had, in part, led her to a life of political fanaticism. He felt it made her barren in her personal relationships. He implies that her beauty made her proud and unwilling to compromise. She chose a fool for a husband, in Yeats's view. This reflection on Gonne is a poignant undercurrent in the poem. It explains his desire for his daughter to avoid a similar path. He sees great beauty as a potential curse rather than a pure blessing. Instead of overwhelming beauty, Yeats wishes for his daughter to possess courtesy. He believes hearts are earned through this quality. Courtesy for Yeats is more than just good manners. It is a sign of inner grace and humility. He values it more highly than physical attractiveness. He hopes Anne will have a heart that is not entirely beautiful. This means a heart that is not obsessed with its own perfection, a heart that is capable of empathy and understanding. He hopes she will understand that true happiness comes from within. It is not dependent on external validation or superficial charm. Yeats uses the metaphor of a flourishing hidden tree to describe his ideal for Anne. He wishes for her thoughts to be like the linnet, a songbird. He wants her to be chiefly learned in courtesy. He hopes she will be like a tree that grows strong and spreads its protective shade. This tree is hidden, suggesting inner strength and quiet self-possession. It's not for outward show, but for genuine inner rootedness. This image contrasts sharply with the horn of plenty that beauty might scatter. He prefers lasting, rooted virtues over fleeting, superficial gifts. This inner strength will allow her to offer magnanimities of sound to others. Section 4. The trap of a mind resisting intellectual hatred. Yeats then turns his attention to the dangers of the intellect. He expresses a strong aversion to intellectual hatred. He believes that the worst kind of hatred is born from rigid opinions. He has seen how fixed ideas can poison the mind. He considers an opinionated mind to be a horned thing. This image suggests something aggressive and potentially demonic. He worries that his daughter might develop such a mind. He fears she could become consumed by abstract ideologies. This was a real concern in an era of rising political extremism across Europe. He wanted her to avoid this trap. He uses a powerful image to describe the emptiness of such a mind. He compares it to an old bellows full of angry wind. A bellows is used to stoke a fire. But if it only contains angry wind, it produces nothing but noise and agitation. It signifies a mind that is full of bluster but lacks true substance or warmth. Such a mind, in Yeats's view, cannot find true happiness or peace. It is constantly agitated by its own convictions. It is unable to engage with the world in a gentle or loving way. This is a direct critique of the political fanatics he knew. Yeats's fear of ideological fanaticism is a central theme. He had witnessed how political passions could destroy individuals and societies. He saw people, including Maud Gonne, sacrifice their personal happiness for abstract causes. He did not want this for Anne. He wished her to be free from the arrogance and hatred that often accompany strong, intellectual convictions. He believed that such convictions could lead to a barren and bitter life. He wanted his daughter to cultivate a mind that was open and generous. He desired a spirit that was not hardened by ideology. He contrasts this destructive intellect with a state of radical innocence. This is a state of being that is free from bitterness and hatred. It is a soul that has learned that it is self-delighting. It is self-appeasing and self-affrighting. Such a soul finds its joy and contentment within itself. It does not need to impose its views on others. It is not driven by external validation or the need to win arguments. This inner peace and self-sufficiency are what Yeats truly desires for his daughter. He sees it as the ultimate protection against the world's turmoil. Section 5. Roots of Serenity, the Power of Tradition and Ceremony. Yeats strongly believes in the power of tradition and ceremony. He sees them as essential for a stable and meaningful life. He prays that his daughter will live like some green laurel, rooted in one dear perpetual place. This image evokes a sense of deep connection to a specific location and heritage. Tradition provides a framework for life. It offers a sense of continuity and belonging. Ceremony for Yeats is not just empty ritual. It is a way of cultivating order and beauty in everyday existence. It helps to ward off the chaos of the modern world. He connects custom and ceremony to innocence and beauty. He states that these are born from such practices. The horn of plenty, a symbol of abundance and prosperity, is not just scattered randomly, it is cultivated through a life lived with an appreciation for established forms. This suggests that true abundance comes from a life rooted in traditional values. These values include courtesy, humility, and a respect for the past. Yeats believed that these were being eroded by modern ideologies. He saw tradition as a vital defense against this erosion. He hoped his daughter would embrace this protective shield. Tradition and ceremony can protect against the arrogance and hatred of the world. Arrogance often comes from a belief in one's own superior intellect. Hatred is fostered by divisive ideologies. Yeats suggests that a life grounded in custom can temper these destructive impulses. Ceremony teaches humility and respect for something larger than oneself. It connects the individual to a community and a history. This connection can provide a sense of perspective. It can prevent the mind from becoming an old bellows full of angry wind. It offers a gentler, more harmonious way of living. Yeats's vision is of a life that is aristocratic in spirit, if not in fact. He wants his daughter to marry into a traditional, perhaps landed family. He hopes she will live in a house where all's accustomed, ceremonious. This desire reflects his own Anglo-Irish background. It shows his longing for a stable social order. He believed such an order could nurture the virtues he prized. This vision might seem old-fashioned. However, it underscores his deep conviction that a structured, traditional life offers the best chance for happiness and peace. It is a life where beauty and innocence can thrive. Section 6. A vision of peace, the laurel tree's enduring hope. The poem concludes with a powerful summary of Yeats's ultimate wishes for Anne. His deepest desire is for her to lead a peaceful and meaningful life. He wants her to be sheltered from the fierce new currents of the age. He hopes she will find contentment in simple, enduring things. The entire prayer is a testament to his profound love. It is also a reflection of his anxieties about the turbulent times. He seeks to provide her with a spiritual and ethical compass. This compass, he hopes, will guide her through the inevitable storms of life. His vision is one of quiet strength and lasting joy. The final image of the laurel tree is particularly significant. The laurel is an ancient symbol of victory, honor, and peace. By wishing his daughter to be like a green laurel, Yeats is expressing a hope for her enduring well-being. He wants her to be rooted in one dear perpetual place. This suggests stability and a deep connection to her heritage. The laurel tree is evergreen. It represents resilience and the ability to thrive through changing seasons. This image encapsulates Yeats's vision of a life that is both grounded and flourishing. It is a life that finds its strength in tradition and its beauty in steadfastness. The poem resonates with timeless themes. Parental anxiety is a universal experience. Every parent worries about their child's future. They hope to protect them from harm. Yeats's poem gives voice to these deep-seated fears and hopes. His reflections on virtue, beauty, and the dangers of ideology remain relevant. The search for stability in a chaotic world is an ongoing human quest. The poem explores how one might cultivate inner peace amidst external turmoil. It suggests that true happiness is found not in outward success or passionate conviction, but in inner grace and rootedness. A Prayer for My Daughter is more than just a personal poem. It is a profound meditation on the human condition. It offers a vision of a life well lived. This life is characterized by courtesy, innocence, and a deep appreciation for tradition. Yeats's prayer is a father's heartfelt offering. It is a legacy of wisdom and love for his child. It continues to speak to readers today. It reminds us of the enduring importance of seeking peace and meaning. It highlights the value of cultivating inner strength in a world that is often challenging and unpredictable.